All right, John Oakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today we've got something that's a little bit out of the norm for us here, but not out of our realm here. And this is a 1968 Chevrolet Camaro. It's an RS styled resto mod car. Now everybody, whenever you hear the term resto mod, most of us know what it means, but for those of us that don't, it's an older car that they've upgraded. They've put some modern amenities in it. They've used maybe a modern motor, a modern driveline, transmission, rear end, updated suspension, updated interior, stuff like that. And I'll just let you know that all of that has been updated on this car. So we're going to go ahead and go through everything that we can see, that we can think of, and we'll tell you exactly what's on this car. That way you'll know component-wise what we have here, what we're dealing with. Again, it's a highly modified car, so let's just get right to it. So starting at the back end of the car here, one thing that has not been modified is fuel tank. They've elected to go with just a stock tank, but this is a new tank. It appears to be a stainless steel tank. All the hardware, the mounting straps, the insulation between it, mounting hardware, the bolts and everything, those are all in excellent condition and all new for underneath this car. As far as the trunk floor itself that I can see from underneath here, it's all intact, all solid, all one piece, no patching whatsoever underneath here. So again, that's all in good condition. Next thing we see beside the fuel tank on either side is our dual exhaust here, coming out into tailpipes with these black box tips here sticking out the rear of the car here. They are angle cut and they match up really, really good with the same angle as that rear lower valance on the car there as well. So again, it's a box tip angle cut or slash cut. Now, right here, what we have here, our rear suspension kit on this car. This is made by HANKSTERS Hot Rod Shop. This is an independent rear suspension for this car. Now all the way out the ends, I'm going to go from side to side here on the car. All the way out at the end, we've gone with a little bit bigger tire here. We've got a 305/35 R20. So again, these are mounted on 20-inch American Racing wheels. A little bit wider tire up underneath here, but again, they've clearanced the frame out just a little wee bit on the back side here so that you're sure to not have any rubbing whatsoever as the suspension goes through its rate of motion or its travel. Now again, independent rear suspension. So again, you've got separate arms coming from the rear end housing down. You've got your adjustable coilover shock over here. You can adjust those again up and down so that you can get your ride height exactly where you want it. Everything is braced up as it should be from the company that makes this, HANKSTERS Hot Rod Shop again. So again, all the bracing, you have the frame rail, what do you call them here, the frame connectors, that's what it is. You've got these all bolted in and welded. You also have this bolt-in arm here that goes up and bolts beside it. That keeps everything in line and tracking properly back here. Now as far as your rear braking kit, those on an independent rear suspension are not out at the wheels. It's an actual inboard mount rear disc brake kit. So right in here are your disc brakes. You've got Willwood calipers, and then these are solid vaned rotors back here. Again, the vanes help cool them down. And then the rear end section itself is based off of a 9-inch Ford, and it does have a Curry third member assembly in it. As far as the gear ratio, I'm not exactly sure of the gear that's in it, but again, it does have the Curry third member, which is an upgraded component there. Now, as far as all of your exhaust piping in here, I did run back through with a magnet and everything, and for most of it, this is all aluminized pipe. There are some sections like your crossover here, that is steel, stainless, but for the most part, it's aluminized exhaust, which again is not going to rust out on you. They've got everything welded up nicely too and tucked up in as tight as what you can on a car like this. Now the whole exhaust system too, by the way, Very nice upgraded stuff here. This is a Borla ATAC complete exhaust system. So complete from the ceramic coated headers all the way back to those tailpipe extensions. Borla is a good name brand, and it gives the car such a nice sound, and you'll see that here later on when we do our engine video. As far as that goes, that's pretty much everything for underneath the center here, or underneath the rear, I should say. Let's go ahead and move up under the center. We'll take a better look at the floors, better look at the exhaust, their transmission, and so forth, and then we'll get to the front. All right, now here we are under the center of our 68 Camaro Resto mod here. Now this is a convertible car, so you are going to notice there's a little bit more bracing underneath the floor here on this car, and we'll show you all that stuff as we go through it. So again, I want to mention out again those frame connectors. They're mounted right here from your front subframe all the way back to your dog legs up over top of the rear end there to give it that extra support. And then here's those extra bars I was telling you that mount from the sides of your frame connectors and go back to the rear suspension arms to keep everything tracking properly as it should. The floor itself is in excellent condition. There's no patching, there's no holes. It's good and solid and just as it should be. Things I can see underneath here. Now this does have a fuel injected motor in it. So we do have an electric fuel pump on this car to supply the motor with the fuel. All the lines are run, good stuff, nice connections are made underneath here. It's mounted to the frame connector. It's got rubberized mount there so it cushions it from vibration. All of your body mount bushings up here, those are in excellent shape, and those are all new. You can tell all the bolts, the rubber bushings are all new on this car. Again, you can see that exhaust better now, the Borla ATAC mufflers here. You can see how nicely the pipes are run here. Got your X or your crossover right here. Again, going back through to the dual exhaust all the way out the back. They've got these nice little, it's kind of like a stainless steel mesh here that gives you a little bit of freedom to move that pipe a little bit, just so you get everything fitted up nice. And you can see those ceramic coated long tube headers here. You've even got the O2 sensors mounted in those. Again, it's a fuel injected motor, so it needs those, so it knows how to adjust the motor to run richer, run leaner, whatever you may have there, it'll do that for you. Again, transmission now, this is an automatic. This is a 700 R4 automatic overdrive transmission. And again, with everything else that's done to this car, that's a nice addition there, so that you can take this car out and cruise and drive it and not have to worry about over revving or not having enough gear in the motor. You do have that overdrive gear to help you out there. Got the aluminum bell housing here. That is a steel oil pan on the transmission, and then you've got a cast aluminum oil pan on your motor here too. And all of that's enclosed, so it's going to protect your flywheel, so no issues there whatsoever. Tubular cross member for your transmission. All the bolts are all new, and your tail shaft housing here, or your mount for the tail shaft housing, is in excellent shape, all new. And then that brings us up to the front of the car, which is a whole other suspension kit that we'll get into. So let's go ahead and move up there, and we'll go through that. And here we are now underneath the front of our Camaro Resto Mod RS convertible here. So again, as I do with all of our cars, we'll start out at the ends here. So as far as rubber goes on the front end, again, all Mickey Thompson street comp tires. Now on the front here, we've got two 45/40 R18s. So you do have a difference from front to rear, 18-inch wheels, 20-inch wheels, and a little bit of rake there to go along with it with the tires. Now up front, all disc brakes, but up front, of course, the brakes are in their stock location. They are solid vaned rotors up front as well, Willwood calipers also. Now this whole entire front suspension kit, that's disc brakes, rotors, calipers, the steering rack, everything, it's all one kit. And again, the same company that made the rear kit, Heights, they make this front kit. It's the cross member and all. Actually, I think they even went with the whole subframe clip up front here. This is not your factory clip. This is all aftermarket. So again, all good stuff. So again, they've mounted in the big heavy duty cross member here. we do have power rack and pinion steering on this car. So again, steering, responsiveness, all that going to be dialed into a T on this car. As far as suspension arms, you've got tubular lower and upper control arms on this car. You've got a front sway bar here, and all of that is mounted with good bushings, all brand new, and your sway bar end links are hooked up using Hymens, so you've got full adjustability and full travel on all of that stuff up here. Again, fully adjustable coilover shocks on the front, so you can set your ride heights where you like it on the car. Again, just everything in this car is just immaculate. You've got your tie rods here out at the ends on your rack here. Those are in excellent condition. The rubber dust boots are intact. Everything's been greased up. You can see all the bolts, even your stainless braided lines out at the end for your brakes. All of that stuff is all new, and that comes as part of that whole kit there for you. They do have added in here, kind of like this little, I guess a front belly pan, I would say, going from your lower valance up front back to that front cross member, or your should be your core support down here for your radiator support. That is added in just to kind of seal up the bottom of the car up front here. You've got the front air dam here too. That's color matched to the car, painted to match. So yeah, I mean, everything about this car, power brakes, power steering, the whole entire front suspension, the whole entire rear suspension, they've spent tons of money on this stuff. Just to give you an idea, that rear suspension kit is just on the base model is 10 grand, over 10 grand on that rear suspension kit. So again, everything you've got here is all quality stuff made by good companies and installed here as it should be, and a good job was done on this car. So now that we're done underneath the car, let's go ahead and get it down off the lift. We'll go around the outside. The rest of this now comes when we go underneath the hood and go inside the car. We'll show you those other modifications that they've done to make this what it is. All right, guys, we have our 68 Chevy Camaro RS styled resto mod here down off of our lift now. So we're going to take you around the outside, under the hood, inside the car, and show you, what this car exactly looks like, and then tell you all of the upgrades that have been done to it. So again, obviously, all 68 body panels. None of the body panels have been, retrofitted or modified in any way. They've just done some subtle changes to the outside of the car. So again, nice, smooth, shiny burgundy paint here. We've got that black bumblebee nose stripe on the car here. Now that is the vinyl stripe, so if you ever wanted to change it out and take it off, you could very easily do that. But again, it's in good condition, so no reason to for us right now. All of your side marker lights and bezels, they're nicely polished up. The lenses in them, they're a tinted lens, and they're in good shape. There's no cracks or chips out of those. Now again, they elected to go with a smooth look on this car, so you will not see the bright wheel lip moldings or like any kind of rocker panel trim. Just not there on this car. A nice, clean, smooth look. Now we said on our underside video, it's got a little bit different wheel and tire to give it a little difference in stance there and rake. So again, 18-inch wheels on the front. We've got 20s in the back, and we'll see those in a minute here. And then as far as tires go, we've got two 45/40 R18s up front, and then we have 305/35 R20s on the back. Those are all Mickey Thompson street comp tires, so they're all matching. Treads, all 100% on these things are like new. And these are polished aluminum American Racing wheels, the whole way around. So again, they're in great condition too, polished up nice. As far as, now, I don't know how much you can see. We'll come back around to it when we get to the front. But our hood here, it is just a steel SS style hood on the car. And they've upgraded what they would call the ice cube trays, or those louvers there in the hood. They've upgraded those. They took the original plastic ones out, and they've actually had some aluminum ones machined, and they are fitted in those holes. Again, a nice little touch there, aluminum. They're never going to go bad, nicely polished up there. As we work further back here, our windshield, it's in good shape. Looks to be a tinted glass in the windshield. All of the molding around the windshield is in great condition. There's no dings or dents in it. Polished up real nice here. Again, the glass has no cracks or chips in it. The door, you can see our gaps on the front, gaps on the back side of the door here. Very uniform front to back. Elevations are really good here on this driver's side door. Looks good, fitted up nice. You can see our black convertible top. Again, this is a newer top. Of course, it's got the plastic window in the back here. But again, you don't see any marks or anything on that. So again, you're going to have a clear view when you're looking out your rear view mirror through this. No obstructions whatsoever. Let's go ahead and open our door just real quick and take a quick little look inside here. Now this car here, they've gone without the bump stops, front and back, or front, top and bottom on both sides. But we have all new weather stripping, excellent condition here. There's no cracks, no chips, no chunks taken out of it. Your door jamb U-seals back here for your quarter window. Those are in excellent shape. Threshold plates are brand new in this car. All black interior. Now it has been customized though. You've got TMI seats, upholstery here, both front and back. It's all matching. Door panels were made to match too. Again, all black, and it's got some red stitching in there to offset everything. They've customized the center console, the dash pad, and everything like that. So, but we'll go inside and we'll take a closer look at that when we get there. But again, your weather stripping up along the top here, all in good shape the whole way around. No problems there with it sealing up. As we come to the back section of the car here, the quarter panels, again, as I look down the side here, it's nice and straight the whole way down the side. Again, those are those 20-inch wheels I talked about with the 305/35 R20 tires. Again, a nice touch to this car. And again, they wanted to give it that Resto Mod look, Pro Touring look. Get a bigger wheel, get a smaller tire on it, not as much give to it. The car's going to handle a lot better, especially with all of those suspension mods that they did to it underneath. Then of course, we're here to the back now. We've got the bumpers on here are painted bumpers to match the car. No chrome on this as far as bumpers go. So that's pretty much it for around the driver's side. All right, now here we are behind our 68 Camaro Convertible Resto Mod car here. So again, a few things here on the back end that we can go over. For the most part, just typical rear end here on a 68 Camaro RS type car. You've got the trunk spoiler here. It's fitted up real nice, colored the same as the rest of the car here. The actual trunk lid fitment, very nice on this car. Actually better than some I've seen, most that I've seen. So your gaps the whole way around on your trunk lid are really good for a Camaro trunk lid. Elevations are good too on this car. It appears as though it's got a power antenna on it. That should power up whenever you have the radio on. Now across the tail section here of the car, you've got your traditional, the correct style of tail lights on the car and backup lights. So your lenses here, now again, these are probably a little aftermarket. They got it tinted a little bit to go on with the rest of the look of the car here. But the lens covers on those taillights are in good shape. There's no cracks or chips out of any of those lenses. Again, I mentioned it's got the correct backup lights down here in the lower valance here, as the RS would have. And those lenses and bezels are both in excellent condition here. I did mention earlier, we've got painted bumpers on this car, both on the front as well as back here on the rear. We've got the RS gas cap here also to kind of complete the look. And then if you look in here closely, as I mentioned on the hood, they have machined the ice cube trays or the louvers up front out of aluminum. They've done that same thing back here for your taillights. So these are machined aluminum, polished up real nice. They fit in here really good too, and they look good. So let's go ahead and open our trunk up now. And got some to see, but not a lot to see in here. Of course, the interior of the trunk has been painted the same color as the car, you just can't see a whole lot of that because they've gone ahead and they put some custom interior panels in here. So again, they're all upholstered up. Again, everything's matching in the trunk here, all black upholstery, got a little bit of trim work here to help, you know, separate it a little bit, and a little bit of contrast here in some of your materials. You got carpet down here in the trunk for your trunk mat. Now this does have, I believe, a speaker box back here, but again, these custom panels close all of that up, give it a nice finished off look back here. We do have aluminum hinges back here, and those look really nice too in the car. And then your weather stripping here is all brand new. There's no cracks or chips or tears in that, so this should all seal up very good, keep all of the water and everything out of that trunk, because again, you wouldn't want it getting to any of these interior panels and causing any damage to them. So everything done really nice back here in this trunk. So let's go ahead and close that up. And then you can also take a look at the back here of the convertible top. Again, that rear window, it's the plastic window, no marks in it, looks very good. Again, you will not have any obstructions looking through your rear view mirror there. And the convertible top itself, you can see the condition from the back here also. It's in excellent condition. So with that said, we'll go around to the passenger side now. Okay, here on the passenger side, as I mentioned, everything, you know, all the same as what we had over on the driver's side there. We're just going to take a look as I walk up the side of the car here. So again, painted bumpers back here on the rear. You see that just as it contours around the rear quarter panel. You've got these side marker lights, the bezels back here polished up nicely. The tinted lenses also in good condition, no cracks or chips in those. The 20-inch wheels, American Racing polished aluminum wheels, 20-inch up in the back, 18s up on the front. And again, those were 305 35 R20s on the back, all Mickey Thompson street comp tires, front and rear. Again, you can see the condition of that convertible top here. Again, there's no tears, there's no fraying, nothing. This is all new top, and it's in excellent condition here. Your trim or your molding that goes around the bottom of the top here, around the top of your quarter panels and so forth, that's in excellent condition, polished up nice. No dents or dings in that either. We'll check out this door here also on the driver's, or on the passenger side, I should say. You can check out your gaps here on the back as well as on the front, and you can see that that door's positioned pretty good there. Your gaps are very uniform front to back on that. Let's go ahead and open the door up on this side just like we did over on the other side. Take a quick look here. Again, painted the same color, inside, interior. Again, you just have all your black interior though, all custom. Your weather stripping the whole way around the door in excellent shape. Door jamb U-seals in excellent shape too. Threshold plates nicely polished up. Again, those matching door panels, all black with a little bit of red stitching there. And then of course, the seats, the upholstery on those, black with the red stitching to match, as well as on your dash pad there. Everything done to match everything else that's been done on this car. So let's close that, and then we'll come up here to the front now. Again, I've already mentioned the moldings, the trim around the front window here, the front glass, that's all in excellent shape. Again, the body, pretty straight down the sides here, the 18-inch wheels, polished aluminum, and again, two 45/40 R20 or R18s on the front of this car, so you do see that it gives it that little bit of difference as far as rake in the car. All right, and finally we made it around to the front now. Again, our 68 Camaro RS style Resto mod convertible car here. You can see the hood here, all steel. This is an SS style hood. And I mentioned before, these louvers here are not your typical louvers, the plastic ones that you would see most of the time. They've been replaced. These are machined aluminum louvers here. Again, a real nice touch for that hood on this car. Now, as far as the hood fitting it, you can take a look. Gaps up the sides here, both sides pretty uniform, across the front real uniform too. So again, and even your elevations on this with the front fenders is really good too on this car. That bumblebee stripe here on the nose, again in excellent condition. Nothing wrong with it, but it is vinyl. If you ever wanted to change or take it off, you could. No problem there. And everything up here is in good shape. Again, I mentioned those bumpers. You won't see any chrome there. It's painted to match the rest of the entire car. And then you've got your RS front end here, the hideaway headlights, that whole grille assembly. Now this particular one is the one that's got the polished sections on it there, and it is polished up really nice. Doors open and close just as they should. And then down below, you've got the color matched front air dam down there too to go along with the rest of the car. What we'll do next is we're going to go ahead and open up our hood. So I just want to find our latch. There it is. And as you can see, the hood latch and spring works really good there. Now here's where we have a lot of our modifications here. Underneath this hood, you're not going to find your typical, normally aspirated small block Chevy motor. What we have here is a 6.2 liter LS3 all aluminum motor. Nice little addition to this car, all fuel injected. This basically, you have a modern car with an older shell to it here right now. So the guys out there that like the old Camaros, you're going to love this car because you got all the modern amenities on this one under the hood for driveline and inside the car as well. As you can see, it's got the composite covers that cover most of the car up, most of the motor up. Again, those are color matched to the car. The intake on it is the composite style intake for the LS3 motors. You can even see under the hood here, it's finished off the same color with insulation tucked in as it should be, and it's all new stuff. Billet aluminum hood hinges back there with a strut assist. So again, they paid some good money for all the components on here, and aluminum fender braces too. Now, components on this motor, we've got aluminum radiator, we've got dual electric cooling fans on this. You've got a chrome alternator, you've got the polished vintage air AC compressor in here. And again, that's a unit that's been added to this car. Much more efficient, obviously, than what a stock AC unit would be. Plus with the LS3 motor in here, nice touch. It keeps everything looking all modern. You've got the serpentine belt system up here too. So that's all good. Cold air intake from RotoFab here, mounted up real nice with a nice little box right up here in the corner. Wheelwood power brakes, it's power steering. We already mentioned that was power rack and pinion steering with that whole front suspension kit that we went over on the underside of the car. All here and AC lines are all hooked up. Ceramic coated long tube headers on this car. And again, front cross member, that's all been changed. You've got coilover shocks on this car, all tubular control arms too, and you can see all of that when you look down through the inner fender wells on this car. There's a lot here, but not a lot to really say about it because it's the main unit is that LS3 motor, and again, it makes good power for this car. So as we're going over the motor, we've got the 4L60 or L70E, which is something I wanted to touch on real quick. I know when we did our underside video, I believe I probably mentioned a different transmission in the car. That was a mistake. I just want to clear that up. We do have a 4L70E. It's a 4-speed automatic transmission for this car. So a good heavy-duty unit that fits real nice with this motor. And again, that whole rear center section that's under the car. So let's shut this up now. We're going to go inside and talk about that interior now. All right, sitting inside our 68 Camaro Resto mod here, we can go through all of the modifications that they've done to the inside of this car. Again, not a whole lot, just mainly with seats and door panels and so forth. But we'll start over at the door panel. You can see that that is custom made. It's all black. It's got the red stitching on it. Of course, you can see down there it's got the controls for the power windows on it as well. Now you'll notice that door panel, if you pan in here and look at the seats now too, these seats are made by TMI, real nicely manufactured seats. all black. They've got the red stitching on the upholstery on these as well, and they match that up with the back seat too. So all the upholstery is the same, all black, got the red stitching, same pattern, everything. So again, they've done a real nice job with that. As far as the dash pad goes, they've customized it a little bit. It's not a regular 68 Camaro dash pad. It's got the leather, the two types, like a suede and the smooth leather here with the red stitching on the dash pad also. Again, this is all new, so you're not going to have any cracks or tears in any of this stuff here. Now the dash itself is all factory. They did put the different instrument cluster inside the dash, but again, no modifications really made to that to do that. It's just a bolt-in piece there that you can get. All of the gauges are classic instruments gauges, all new. You've got a 200-mile-an-hour speedo. You've got an in-dash tack. You've got the battery, the water temperature, oil pressure, and fuel gauge also in there. They've upgraded steering column also. This is a polished aluminum tilt wheel. You've got the black wrap steering wheel here too with the Chevy logo there on your horn button. Now the center part of the dash here where your radio and heater controls are, they've upgraded obviously to the vintage air, heat, and AC unit. So you've got those upgraded controls here at the top. Down below that, you've got a custom auto sound, AM, FM radio, and then below that, built into the dash, they have a Garmin GPS in here also. Now, your actual center console here, not too far off of what a factory would have been. Looks like they have modified it though and added to it. So you do have a center compartment here that you can stow things in. You've got some cup holders back here. But it's automatic, got the floor shifter, the horseshoe shifter here, and you've got the correct shift indicator panel in here so that you can utilize it with that 4L70E 4-speed automatic transmission. All the rest of the upholstery in this thing is excellent condition. Sun visors are great. You've got a billet aluminum rear view mirror in here. Carpeting is all like new. Threshold plates are polished up and brand new too. And again, that's pretty much it. I mean, the car has all of the seat belts included, retractable front belts, the normal ones in the back seat as well. The inside of the top is in excellent shape too. So I just don't think you're going to have any disappointments with their car. Now this one here, you'll notice, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but you do have your key, ignition key is repositioned to under the dash, and then you have a push button ignition where the key normally would have been. So nice little feature there. But other than that, that's it for the inside of our car. We've been inside, we've been outside, we've been under it. Car looks amazing. It would make an amazing car for somebody looking for a resto mod or a pro touring type car. So if you have any more questions about this car or anything else that's in our inventory, definitely give us a call or shoot us an email. You can also visit us on our website at www.hanksters.com.